Hello and welcome to a town called Bastard. This is him, Neill, and we are playing Crusader Kings II, where we are attempting to get the House Karling back to a crown in Western Europe. Now my father just died, the Duke Herbert the Bold, King of Castile and Leon, Duke of Seville and Anjou. Interestingly, even though Anjou was my primary title when I was playing him, Seville is a better title because it has more land underneath it, so that's what he's now remembered as. As my father just died, I've got to sort a bit of stuff. I've got to name a successor to France, which is going to be the Duke of Flanders still. I'm going to educate my daughter, my sister, who was my daughter. I'm also going to try to marry her to someone, because if I inherit Castile, become independent, I want a strong ally. There we go, England will do. Even though I'm probably going to stop playing once I become king, I might start playing again later, so I want to set it up. I'm going to go for war, so I've got a feeling that might be necessary, the way things are going. Apparently I have an open spy council position. Don't know why that is. Don't know why that is. It was my half-brother before. Ooh, he's now incapable apparently. Don't know how that's happened. Well. Okay. It's good in a way because he didn't like me, but a shame because he was a very good spy master. My new one's not nearly so good. Let's start the clock again. And I've my Chancellor has something. His diplomacy has gone up for some reason. And he stopped being my Chancellor suddenly and has come back. Oh well. There we go. Hopefully this war can be over soon. Just going to up the speed. The speed goes from paused and then from 1 to 5. And it's not a fixed speed, it's the number of days that go past every second. It's based on how much free processing power you have. So as the game goes on and more characters are created, and more histories go through, the game will take longer and longer to process things. Which means that by the time you get to about 1453, or even far sooner than that, if you start an earlier start date, things will slow down significantly. Ooh, a slow Karling. Well, at least he's not going to be much of a threat, which is good. Only got weak claims. Okay. Well, hopefully I have a son, which will get rid of that female heir penalty. Yes, even having a female heir is bad. Let alone actually being a female ruler, just because they assume that, well, they naturally assume that you're going to have be a female ruler next. Is that less good? Ooh, I don't really want to become cruel. That's not quite. I'm already kind, in fact, so it feels better to go with a kind trait, even though I already have it. You can get those events that occur for traits that you already have, as you just saw. I try to at least vaguely roleplay those, even if I'm not normally roleplaying, just specifically to make a bit more sense. Unless they're terrible, then I might make exceptions. Oh, and another daughter, wonderful. Hopefully I'll start having a son at some point. My second daughter is actually in the, and my first daughter, for that matter, actually in the place of my wife. That's because my wife had a higher title than me when they were born. The players' characters are always born in their court. The players' children are always born in their court. However, anyone useful I can marry this daughter off to? Someone who's not dangerous. Duke of Tyrol, no. Holy Roman Empire might try and use it. Quite like the Italian ones, because they're far enough out. Nah, she won't become that. Same with England. Germans, Normans. The Norman Duke of Corvuna. Now, that's quite an interesting one. I'll just look at that in a moment. It seems, however, that there's a Norman Duke of this place because she married a Norman person apparently. This is quite an interesting one. The Zipri Faith Triumphant. Basically, what happens is. This was since, I think it was since the Sons of Abraham expansion. Anytime a heresy gains more provinces that believe in it than the main one, and the main religion, in this case Sunni, it becomes the main faith. So other ones become heresies. So holy orders change hands. Interestingly now, these are Sunni, which is a heresy of Zikri rather than the way around. I believe many of the heresies, at least, can have caliphs. Many of the Muslim heresies, if I can find a Zikri. Zikri may, I think it has an imam rather than a caliph. That's a religion, but either way, it's what she said. And my wife has died, meaning that my daughter has inherited. Well, this is tricky. I might try to marry someone and get a son now. Not many good choices. Duchess of Bourbon. Anyone who stands to inherit? No, I'll try to marry the Duchess of Bourbon. It's not as good, really, as Anjou. As Burgundy. It was a bit late for that. I'll have to try and somehow marry back into that later point. Certainly not ideal. Is there anyone else I can try to get to marry in the meantime? Well, I could try to marry the Princess of Galicia. We'll see as time goes on. See if I want to do that. Fine, you do that. Become lustful or incapable, or depressed and celibate. I think I'll take the chance of becoming incapable and becoming lustful instead. Lucky women of France. I don't know who killed my wife. I imagine it'd be a vassal of hers or something. But there's not really a way of finding out. What ideally I want to happen is all three of my daughters to die and for me to inherit the land back, because I should then be their closest relative. Yes. I'm not going to make that happen though. I could, by imprisoning and executing them all, I'd become a kinslayer and they'd all hate me. It doesn't seem very sensible. In the meantime, I'm just going to have to plod along and hope that my mother dies. She's 46, so she's not that old, but you never know. And she might pop a club at some point. She's attacking the King of Galicia. She might well win, in which case I will also inherit Galicia, which would be nice. Either way, I'm going to inherit a strong claim, so worst comes to worst, I can still do something with it. Annoyingly, she won't inherit her. She has a weak claim on the Duchy of Burgundy, which if only she could pass it on, so then I could take the land off them. Because should I become independent, and I could try to get Burgundy back if I had a claim, because even though it would be my own daughter who had it, and it would be slightly a bit of a crime to attack my daughter, attacking the top liege for her is not a problem. And again, an interesting bit here, the Queen of France is a lowborn because she just didn't want to marry anyone. I can't imagine that happening very often. But there we go. Now, so something interesting that just happened. I think I accidentally clicked through. What was it? That's right. The Duchess of Burgundy wants my help with something, but the gump has disappeared. Did she dislike me? Yeah, I honoured an alliance. I didn't mean to do that. That's annoying. Hopefully, I don't actually know what value I'll be able to get from that. Should get a strong claim and I won't be able to keep it. Well, that is a pain. I'll have to try and marry, if I have a son. I won't marry to an aunt. Grandson, maybe? Well, we'll see how things go. Either way, or she'll probably come back to my court, at which point I can just try and press the claim. In fact, if I wait until I'm a King of Castile and I press her claim for Burgundy, she'll become my vassal. Because that's what happens. In the meantime, though, we have won our war from Maine, so I can declare war on Henry to make him my vassal, because he is my de jure vassal. So I think I'll do that. There we go. It's a pity I can't just ask my liege to make me the... Could fabricate a claim to gain some intrigue. Not that I need to. I won't get much support anyway. Scrap that. Right. I'm just going to declare war so he becomes my vassal. Just drop these armies as they aren't important enough. I don't want to offend my vassals too much. I'm just going to just take Maine. More troops is always good. I can call in allies, the Duchess of Burgundy. She'll probably say no, given that I dishonoured the alliance by accident. Can I offer to join war? I can actually offer to join it. I don't know if it's worth it, because it's actually better for my purposes if she loses it, and then I can press her claim on the king. So I'll do that. I'll just let her lose it. Might turn out well in the end anyway. Just going to gather all my forces before I go on. Maine should be fairly easy to siege, because I've already taken away all the levies before. Didn't really know where they got 1,000 troops from this time. Alright. Cadiz has converted. Excellent. I'll move over to Algerikas. Does the Pope like me anymore yet? No, not very much. Hang on. He's focusing on intrigue apparently. It's good for a zealous, paranoid man. And there's lots of Viking raiders off to the south of Spain. I don't know if they continued too long into medieval period, probably because Sweden took Sweden and Norway took the pagans or they converted, but obviously they're not doing a very good job of that this time. Now there's not one from Vendome, so let's all head there. My myriad armies. I could have gone for them earlier, but I'd like to just be sure there's a good chance as possible. The quicker the battles go, fewer troops I lose and the less chance there's of me dying in them. There's always a possibility. Then I will need to lower my troops because I've had them up for some time, apparently. Yeah, let's be diligent. Excellent. Actually, I'm not having much luck with having a son at the moment because my wife-to-be is only 10. 16 is the flat age of adulthood, age of majority, across pretty much everything, from getting education, being married, not having a regent for being so young, etc. The Prince of England has apparently made some marriage alliances in France with House de Foy, but I think I should be able to win before they get to do anything against me, so I'm not too concerned. Oh, and the second Holy Roman French de Jour of Bruges. Well, see, this is why I'm not too worried about the Duke of Flanders becoming king. He's not very powerful these days, losing more and more and more of his land. Bruges, his capital. That would actually mean he has no territory, which in theory would mean he loses. But whenever someone with a high title like a duke, kingdom, or empire loses their last province, they automatically revoke one of their vassals, so they don't lose. And the King of England is once again helping the Kaiser as if they need it. It's possible I could actually help France win. I don't think I'm going to, because there's not much in it. Oh no, there isn't. No, there isn't. Then there's a chance in hell I can help with this. More and more troops just pounding on good old Holy Roman Empire. I wonder what the crown law is over there. Terrible. Might actually try to find if I can find another Karling who's not going to inherit, so that I can try to ensure that worst comes to worst. Yeah, I could inherit my dynasty. So there's a few Karlings out there, if needs be. She is 9, and she's not in my court, which is stupid. She should be in my court. Don't know why she's in the court of Karling. I can't invite her. Maybe if she was when she's at age of majority, I might be able to. Yeah. Apparently they went to him more than me. Bit of an oversight, probably because as they were in their mother's court, when she died, they went somewhere else. But it seemed sensible they should go to me. Oh well, I cannot marry them off to Karling. They'll probably be married off on stupid marriages instead. Wonderful. I better have a son. Either after I change my elective and become my third daughter, which might be something I have to consider, but at least I can marry her to someone useful. We'll see how things go. Hopefully I won't die too soon. And there we go, Bruges has gone as well. Ties are taking it. I don't know if he'll keep it. Well, I agree with the burghers because I want to get money off him, obviously. It's amazing how simple these things are. There's one of the loading screens for Crusader Kings II is sort of like lords like prestige, bishops. The feudal rulers care about prestige. The church likes piety. Everyone loves gold. That's a fairly steady maxim for most of CK2. When you bribe people, interestingly, the amount of money they want, the amount of affection they will give you, is based on their traits and their wealth. So, if someone is greedy, and I can't tell if he is from that screen, nope, but he'll want more money. He'll like you more for giving money. So yes, you go there. Give me an alliance with England should I need it. And there we go. The House of Normandy has been lasting quite well, actually. Richard de Benthier just has some quite nice inheritances. King Gunther the Great, 4,000 prestige. That is actually quite great, must be said. Not in his prime anymore, though. It's a pity, actually, with things like this, the House of Nutling. If you play them at earlier start dates, I find it a bit, not necessarily that house particularly, but I find it a bit confusing because they use the Christian-style coat of arms, when really one would think they would use the pagan style. That is a sort of a round shield rather than the nice kite shield of Catholicism and Christianity. It's a pity it doesn't change based on what you are. Never mind. Well, I'm going to enforce demands so that he's going to become my vassal. More troops, always good. I might actually try and get a bit more retinue now, though I've got a lot more troops I can get. I'm going to stack up on archers. There is an ideal composition that involves a lot of archers. I can't remember what it is right now. I think it's like 2-to-1 ratio. Something like that. So God, my money's going to go down massively from that. How much do my vassals like me? My feudal vassals like me a bit, but not very much. I don't get nearly as much money as I'd like to. Really. And I'm probably going to start getting a lot less now that these are all reinforcing. How much is this going to cost me? 36. So I'm still making a slight profit. Quite a bit of profit, actually. Now, I think it's because these all cities now are hard to give me quite a bit of tax, whereas I never used to have nearly as many cities beneath me. Or indeed the baronies themselves. The baronies themselves will give me quite a bit of tax. Hopefully, it's good. Start to get a decent amount of money at some point. And, my chancellors are still not doing very much in Brittany. And she has, unfortunately, I think I spotted that earlier. She's inherited. Damn, I could have tried to get Brittany. She's too old to have children now. It's a great shame. I might actually try out this fit. No, I'll just leave it at that. It's a bit too risky to try anything dodgy. Trying to kill off the husband and all the sons and stuff. Oh well. I believe it was Richard de Penthier who killed the previous king. Wow, a nobody basically managed to kill the king. Was it in single combat or was it murder? Murder most foul. Let's have a look. It was murdered. Wow. He really mustn't have liked for a Breton nobody in the middle of Brittany to have got the king assassinated. I'm just going to up this speed, so I should be able to get quite a bit of money. My revenue cap has gone up quite a bit since I gained this new land. My revenue cap is based on obviously the technology, but also the amount of troops I have in general, which has gone up since I finished that crusade. Good times were had by all. Poor Duke Herbert the Bold, King of Castile. My wife is, my mother is getting old now, and might start dying soon. Is she still at war with Castile? No, there's a truce. White peace, pity. Still, I'll inherit the claim and press on. Up that speed back up, whilst not much is happening. We'll look over here for a bit, and we can see that, wow, Lithuania has formed, and also gained Pomerania. Quite a powerful pagan kingdom, that. Novgorod is going strong, presumably they inherited Kiev at some point. Really should be a Grand Prince rather than a King, I would have thought. Oh well, or a Veliki Knyaz, as I think they were called. How is the Basilissa doing? Quite well. I wonder if they'll be using their Finnish Holy War for Livonia, the Tsar and the Basilissa. Are the Finnish Orthodox? No, they're Catholic. I wonder how they managed to get the Basilissa to join them. Ah, same dynasty. Well, good for them. But he is a Grand Prince of Novgorod. I thought he was declared a king. Most have been there's occasionally slight localization errors that happen here. He's also heir to Thrace? How is he heir? Ah! Wow, okay. He just died. So he is heir to the Duchy of Thrace. And he's just lost the titles. So so Thrace will still go to him. Along with Constantinople, presumably. Titles in this game aren't really sort of head titles. And there we go, there's a revolt. Head titles in this game aren't really tied to capitals. Which is good for the most part, as many medieval courts didn't have fixed capitals. It's a shame that you can't set them to be, though, because I'd have thought that Paris would always go with France. After William, that Westminster would always go with England. And I thought that Ringsted and Sheelan would always go with Denmark. And certainly Constantinople with the Byzantine Empire. I thought they'd always go together. There is actually something since Legacy of Rome. Oh, and similarly for any titles named after their capital, so Novgorod with Novgorod, and Kiev with Kiev, Jerusalem with Jerusalem. There is something special for the Byzantine Empire, Byzantine Emperor. It allows them to always take Constantinople off the current inhabitant, regardless. Just forcefully takes it, which seems appropriate because it was City of Men's Desire was like that. It's a pity though that whilst the Empire will pass to Strategos, that the Duchy of Faithful spread will be taken by a Novgorodian. There are some games I've played where the Byzantine Empire has been inherited by the Kaiser, or the Kaiser inherits the or the Basileus inherits the Holy Roman Empire. Often when there's those sorts of things. Oh, and his father's died, which means he now likes a bit more. Which means they tend to convert everyone to Catholicism or Orthodox Christianity very quickly, and it just gets a bit preposterous. So when that kind of thing happens, I tend to sort of cheat a bit and make the title separate again. It just doesn't seem like it'd be very likely to happen to me. So let's just have a look around. King Henry the Fat is still going strong. His prince will become Duke of Aquitaine and Valois. Flanders now a shadow of its former self. Spain's not really doing very much. I'd be tempted to that Holy War, but there's a few too many of them on there, especially with the large Almoravid Sultanate of Mauritania. The West Africans haven't really been doing much, which is not surprising based on the game. Although in reality, it was very wealthy here. There's a lot of gold, a lot of slaves, and I believe it was Mansa Musa, who was a king of this area. Mansa Musa of Mali, was king of Mali. he was one of the richest people who's ever lived, if not the richest. He was a Muslim, and they're very wealthy, sort of lots of centres of education and learning over here, so all the wealth. And and another French war for Ephraim, wonderful. And he went on a Hajj to Mecca over here, and on the way he just gave away gold as he could. He was so wealthy, and he gave away so much gold that to stabilise the economy and the entire gold value in the entire region for decades. He was that wealthy. The Fatimids have now conquered all of the south of East Africa. Never would have happened if they'd backed them, because they're just pathetic places to own at this time. They were considered quite a lot of backwater around here, so they probably wouldn't have bothered invading very much. At least I think they were. I could be wrong on that, but I think they were. Either way, there was a treaty, as I think I mentioned in an earlier episode. So they probably wouldn't have done this. Right now, Caliphate is quite strong. At the moment, it's another Aquitanian Liberation Revolt. You know, I don't know if I care enough to help this time. Maybe don't. Hopefully I'll be leaving France soon anyway. I'm going to wander over Brittany just to make sure my troops aren't killed. There we go. Aha! I could finally start having a son by the sounds of it. With the Duchess of Bourbon. Gold, that's quite nice. I completely lost my train of thought. That's right, the caliphs. At the moment, it's quite easy for a Muslim realm to stay together. Partly just they're very powerful, and partly because one of the things like the caliphs, they'll have the Saeed bonus, which makes them all Muslims like them a bit more. And then, because they have quite a lot of piety, or they can have, their vassals like them for this piety. So if you look at the Prince Opinion of the Caliph, there's Saeed there, plus 10. Can't really see the piety, because he doesn't have any. But later on they can have quite a lot. Even just that extra 10 from the Saeed is quite strong. So if you look at this guy's vassals, there's other traits like Hafiz that only Muslims can get, which can give quite a lot. Basically you tend to find that Muslims last a very long time. Their realms don't really split up, and the Seljuks they've recovered all the lands they've lost really, and they've encroached quite a bit into the steppes. Oh, wonderful, my wife has some kind of lover, and so is having a son. It's having a child. It has lover's pox. It's carousing and all sorts of things. If she has a son, I might not declare it a bastard, because I would like a bastard. I would like a son. But I'll try not to announce it too much if I can. Well, anything for a son at this point. The Duchess of 2 wants to be... Well, they actually have enough to try to become King of France, mainly because France's troops are all dying all over the place. I'm going to have to move my troops back, because they forgot there's now the supply line, so they don't have any supply over there. They're just going to start dying. Yes! Yes, a virgin of course exists. Go now and learn a matter of faith. Wonderful. Just going to sit here for a bit. France is really having issues here. And there we go. I am now King Charles of Castile. I've inherited Castile and Leon from Queen Gontrode the Lionheart. Quite well timed, because we're quite near the end of an episode really. But I'll finish it off and just show you a few things. So Castile, as you can see, nice bits of inheritance here. Doing a nice yellow colour. France is really weak now. It's lost me as one of their most powerful vassals. They're losing Aquitaine, losing lots of things. Terrible for them. I have a lot of things I can do now. First, I can create titles: King of Navarra, Andalusia, and the Duchy of Cordoba. Don't want to do that. Quite happy not doing that. I can usurp some titles. The Duchy of Valois. If they went at war, I could usurp it. This means that as long as I hold 51% or more, show a different title I might be able to usurp. There we go. As long as I hold 50% or more of its de jure, I can usurp the title, which means they lose it. I'm not going to bother doing it for Muslims, because I'll probably just holy war them. It would be quite nice to do it for Valois though, because it means I can take Paris off the King of France. I can also create various kingdoms that I'm going to do, because they'll just get split even more. I have a lot of land to give out apparently. My mother had lots of land. And I have 12 provinces. I have a lot of vassals, so I'm going to increase my Centralization, wow. Centralization is way too high. So that means I can get up to 7. My crown authority is medium. I might try to up it to high, because at high you can get primogeniture, which is when your eldest son inherits everything, so it gets away from this Galvakine nonsense. So I might actually do that. Castile, Leon. Yeah, my vassals might wait a bit because they don't like me very much anyway, so I couldn't change primogeniture even if I wanted to. Too many held duchies. Too many held duchies. Besides the King of Leon. I'll wait a bit before I do that, but basically I could, at the moment it's medium, which means my vassals can't fight each other. At high, I can get that beautiful primogeniture. Right, so the land that I need to give out, well I'm probably going to move to Spain. It would make sense to move to Spain. I'm going to go this way. Where is my capital? Capital is in Toledo. So I should probably first get rid of my French places. I should find some nice dynast who, or someone loyal in my entire realm who is ideally French. Now use the realm tab because I have a realm. I'm going to find someone who's not a ruler, not a great house, adult to my culture, my religion, etc. Get some proper French people around. Right, you can definitely have something because you're content. Always happy to give content people stuff, so you can have Amiens. I'd love to give him something, but he's ambitious. That's going to bite me in the arse. He's content. And he's French. I'll give him. I might actually give him the whole Duchy of Anjou. So I'll need to start giving out their duchy titles anyway. So he can become the new Duke of Anjou. This is another good one. Another content person. No families, good. You can. Do I have any French land? Do I have? No French land. So it's just this Spanish land. I'm actually going to want Cordoba as my capital. So I want these more southern bits. So I'll probably give away Zaragoza. See where the duchies. I'll probably want Cordoba and Toledo. I want to keep the, I don't know, the provinces. Valencia. Well, I want to get rid of you eventually, but that's going to be a long time away. So I want to keep all these southern places. I'm going to get up to about 7 in terms of my domain. There's 1, 2, 3. I want to keep those. 4, 5. Is that great? 6 and 7. Keep those. They're coastal. So I definitely want to get rid of Salamanca and the Duchy of Lyon. And that should get me down to. Where's Berry? Give someone the Duchy of Berry. You can have the Duchy of Berry. That gets rid of that. Berry, another dynast, that's useful. Like me a bit more. And the Duchy of Lyon. I'll try to find a nice French person. He can rule over the Italians, he can do that. You can have it. Excellent. You can become the Duke of Lyon. There you go. Duke of Lyon. Now I only have one title I need to give away because I'm going to pass the centralization rule. Hopefully. So one more title. I don't really care so much for their content this time, just a good French person who likes me. You can do it. I want that one. Zaragoza is what I'm going to give away. So you can become Count of Zaragoza. And there we are. I'm going to usurp anything, create anything. The titles will split between my various daughters, but hopefully I'll have a son soon. Now I'll show you. There's now a few other things, of course. As I am a king, obviously the crown laws that I can affect. I can also change the papal investiture. I can only change one of these, so I'll save it to change high crown authority, so I can make this primogeniture. Because each kingdom and each empire has different crown laws, different investiture, and different succession. So I want to get them both primogeniture. I have to make them both high, and then change them both to primogeniture, which will be a bit of a pain. Other things I can do. I can rename the title, because I can, really. Because I have the customization pack, so I can change the name of the place and the objective. So let's say I want to change it to Castile Leon. How do you spell Leon? It's an O. See if I can remember how to get that O. I'll probably give up after a bit because I can't quite remember it. Yeah. Ooh, I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Well, that's not an irritating one to do at all. I seem to remember this is a slightly irritating character. I might give up soon and just go to just go to normal E, but I quite like trying to get it correct if I can. Nope, Castile-Leon it is. So if I wanted to make it that, I could make it something like this, and then change to being called Castile-Leon, and it'd be the Castile-Leonese army. I can also just reset it. Oop, wrong one. And also just reset it. Rename title, reset. I can't customise my house, however, because I'm not the top leader of all my members, because I married some of them to other places. But as you see, Castile, holding lots of land around here. It's quite nice. The other thing that's quite interesting, before we go, is that there's this map mode that I've not shown before, except by accident. This Dynasty map mode, so you can see the top liege dynasty of everywhere. I see this painting the map, Karling. We've got Capet here, Celia de Normandy. For the Muslim realms, there's not much difference, or rather the Eastern cultural realms. It becomes much more interesting when they start being multiple realms of the same colour, of the same dynasty. So if can't think of a final example anywhere, but let's say I died and my land got split. Both kingdoms would have the same dynastic name here. Well, I think that's it for today, and I think that's it for the series. I'll probably continue at a later date and show you a bit more about being a king. But this seems like a nice endpoint. Now a king, which is what I set out to do. Not of France, although I think given that France is elective, and it's about to suffer massive issues with the Aquitanian Revolution things, it's not off the cards entirely. So I will see you next time, whenever that is, and then the King of Castile, the Karling King of Castile, will wreak his greatness across the land. Bye everyone.